Hello. So I am streaming. I have here what I am going to do. I'm checking out if it works right now. Yeah, kinda. It seems to kinda work. So let's go. Chat, live chat. Okay. Okay. So I don't have a script, but I kind of want to like, I don't know, talk out loud about stuff. Then keep going through advice and maybe goes through some old videos. And today I think I want to go through through my old stuff, right? So through, not sure if I want to continue or I'm going to, I want to clarify my ideas and all of this, right? So I'm going to first open up this Google Doc, clarifying my ideas, streaming, and yeah. So the going through advice. I thought it was interesting, right, as a concept, but I'm not sure if I want to keep going through the advice that, like the Paul Graham's bit of advice or what. Yeah, the Kate Hall one, the Abyss one, I finished this one, I think. The advice thing. No, Invader V. I liked that streaming, but today it's not the day for that one. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I want to keep going through this bit. But maybe I do. Have to figure out where was I. Yeah, the frontier. I think I ended up talking about the frontier. Why? If there's no one watching, why is my... I don't know. But yeah, well, first let me start talking about what I was doing today. I was listening to a podcast, well, not a podcast, some kind of like lecture about the history of philosophy, well, the sociology of philosophy. Who, yeah, the person I was listening to says that is kind of the best way to approach history of philosophy, right? And I thought it was an interesting perspective. And yeah, I also read a book, finished a book, the book in the thumbnail of this video. This is the book that I was reading, and this is why I didn't live stream yesterday, because because I was reading it and I thought it, yeah, and the book club was supposed to stream yesterday, but I think I misinterpreted what the book club is about, and I think this week is when I was supposed to have read this book, but it actually is not like that, right? Actually but yeah, actually I should have fuck. Wait, let me copy the link just in case. It's mainly for archival purposes, but and see, so clarifying my ideas is my main purpose. Then oh yeah, what was I doing? Reading, right? So I wanted to tie somehow what I was reading. Okay, so what have I done, right? Because I guess, like, why am I talking about what have I done? Because I think that's the most interesting. Well, I'm not sure if it's interesting or not, but that is what is going on, right? So first, I gotta know what's going on. So I was reading what I was telling you about of this. Well, not telling you, but like speaking about this history of sociology. No, that this was listening. Well, fuck it. Let's group it all into Ernesto Castro because it is under that bracket. Ernesto Castro. Listening to sociology of philosophy. Randall Collins book. He's giving a lecture on that, and I was listening to that, and it was interesting. I reading book from his book club. This is the Klaus and Lucas book. And yeah, what do I have to say about this sociology thing? The bits that I got more interested about were, I guess, like these, like, yeah, the kind of offhand comments, I guess, offhand comments about how these philosophies, right? It's kind of like, it's some kind of like meta commentary, right? Meta commentary on how these philosophies on philosophy, right? It's getting at how does philosophy come about, right? Or like propagate, and kind of best practices, right? And they talk a little bit about prolificness, all of these things, right? That Visa, for example, Visa Camp talks a lot about. And yeah, this was interesting to me. But for example, I'm not sure if, right, this is interesting to listen to, but I'm not sure if it's something I want to participate in. Hello, by the way. I'm talking about listening to sociology of philosophy because I'm talking about what I am doing, what I have done today, or like these past days that I have not live streamed. And what I have done has been very Ernesto Castro focused. Ernesto Castro is this guy. He's a Spanish YouTuber a philosopher who is on YouTube. Well, not a lot of YouTube, but who has a YouTube channel that is interesting. And I was listening to a lecture of his, and in this lecture and also I watched this podcast yesterday featuring him, and I was liking his lecture on this meta commentary on philosophy and on how philosophies propagate. Right, it's about how does the actual philosophy, like the actual writing and all of this, propagate, and it is by getting put into writing. Right, before it was oral, but this book argues. This is like third hand because I haven't read the book. I have listened to some guy reading the book. But essentially what he says, or what I got from what he says, is kind of the fact that you, like the way it propagates is by getting written. Right, that is kind of setting the philosophy, the ground for philosophy, in the sense of now it sets a past that you can look back on by the fact that it was written down some time ago. You can, and you are, by writing it down, setting something to pass to the future. Right? It's not merely oral. Right? It's not just oral. It's like this change, right? And I'm not sure how obvious this is or how not obvious it is, but it is interesting to hear. It was interesting to hear like this divagation and this categorization and all of this, and how. And this was kind of tied to this aspect of social, like being alone and being isolated and all of this. So I thought it was interesting, right, and kind of relatable in a sense, because it is like that, right? Sorry. It is because these kind of philosophies and all of this propagation of ideas or whatever come down to these social spheres, right? And the most prolific social philosophy scenes or whatever have been when there was kind of this sense of interaction with other people's ideas. And he mentions a couple of examples. I think Germany in some century, and the ancient Greece, and in those places, right? It was because of this that these things propagated. And I thought it was interesting. But the thing that concerns me, right? The thing that I want is not, I am not this. First of all, I'm not sure if that's a good strategy to begin with, but I am not sure if I want to go down to history or whatever, or gone down in the annals of history as a great thinker or something, right? I'm not sure if I want that. I don't think wanting that is the way to get that in the first place, right? I don't think that is something to aspire to, right? You cannot aspire to go down in the annals of history, right? That is not. You cannot aspire to be a philosopher that people in 2,000 years talk about, right? But you can aspire to be something there are ways to work on the vibe of that, right? And I'm not sure what my place on this is. That's the problem. But yeah, I find it interesting, right? And the thing is that I don't know. I always think, right, because the things that I have to do Like the urgent things to do are getting a job or whatever, right? But to me, like my thinking is more long term than that, right? I want to think in a more long term way than this. I want to get more than a job, right? I don't want to think in getting a job terms. I want to think in doing good shit, right? Like building a good life, right? And yeah, the problem with this is I don't know. Is that I am not this kind of philosophy guy who can like make a living out of reading. And if I observe the situation, right, I see that I want the stupid pleasures of life, right? I want the nice experiences, the expensive experiences, and all of this, right? I want to hang out with to try cars and all of this. I don't know. I'm not sure what I want actually, right? This is the problem. But yeah, I am not sure how to assemble this interest in like getting to know the world or whatever, like these philosophical ideas or this transmission of ideas and all of this into something that gets me paid right now, right? This is kind of the problem, the right now part. And I am still kind of fixated in getting the job on my terms. I have a video on that. Yeah, maybe I could watch this video of mine. Videos. No. Job on my terms. What do I mean by job on my terms? So I've been thinking about this because my brother saw my unemployment blog. I will leave it over here. And he told me again about a company he had told me about where his girlfriend's sister or something like that used to work to tell me to apply there, right? And I've been thinking about why I don't want to do it. So that got me thinking on that what I mean with on my terms is that I don't want adornments or embellishments like resume embellishments and shit like that. I want to keep. By the way, hello. I'm going to watch a video of mine right now. If you don't like it, leave, I guess. I don't know. And if you want to ask me something about why I'm doing this, you can ask. So the more concrete the question, the more developed the answer will be, I guess. Corporate talk to the minimum. I want to straight up say I'm unemployed and I have been doing basically jack shit for like 3 years and a half or something like that. Well, less, but yeah. But essentially, actually, what feels for like 3.5 years or something like that. And also say stuff that I have been just fucking watching YouTube and reading YouTube comments for like 3 years and talking to Discord, to fucking people on Discord or to reading Twitter and basically stuff that sounds like wasting the fuck out of your time to many people. But I am seeking someone who would see the value in that, right? And I think like the reaction from my brother when I essentially told him something similar to this, or to other friends, less eloquently, but I tried, was basically kind of a good luck, I guess, reaction. You know, this kind of good fucking luck with that, right? So maybe it's miscommunication or whatever, but that's the vibe I got back. So I myself do say sometimes that you need to fake and to fake to like confident to. What's up? Yeah, I'm doing normal. You could say. I am not doing very well, but I am not doing bad either. How are you doing? I am clarifying my ideas. That's why I am watching my own videos. If you're actually confident, you don't need to be fake confident. You just have to be confident. But if you're not confident, you have to fake confidence in order for you to get a fucking job. So I'm not helping you change your minds. But what I'm trying to do is to find the people who are already convinced that these are things of value, right? That you don't need to fucking be the most confident person in the room or whatever to provide value in society. And I think that they exist, and that these fucking around things are metrics. Well, and they aren't common metrics, but that they have value, and that they could be something valuable. And some flavor of what I mean with this is, are people like John Coogan, for example, or Gary Tan. They're both like successful people, like VCs or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but founders of either institutions or like companies that have raised a fuck ton of money and hired a fuck ton of people and done many things. But even when they probably just could go hang out in the beach, they still kind of keep building, and not only keep building, but keep building specifically on YouTube. They like make YouTube videos because they think they're important, right? Just like I'm doing my useless YouTube shit, they are doing it in a way that works. So I think they would kind of see the vision. Or for example, this is a tweet from John Coogan, right, about YouTube, which is that starting a YouTube channel is embarrassing, right? But he says this: do not kill the part of you that is cringe, kill the part of you that cringes, right? So I think they would get it, right? Or Gary as well. He said, when prompted with this thing about investor is hitting in place, his answer is like, why don't they share it on YouTube, right? This kind of reaction of, why aren't you doing stuff online? I think they would get it. Or another person that comes up to mind is Dinesh Raju, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Visa's ex-boss. And he talks a lot to him and stuff like that. And he says here that he found him when he was a pretty disabled blogger running about the government, and that he saw something in him, right? He was basically some dude that's running on the internet, and Dinesh had the vision and said, and hired him because of his blog posts and stuff like that. Granted, Visa had some success in these blog posts, but I think there are parallels. And I think that they would also, that it's not exactly that similar, and that they would probably also say, okay, but you could actually do stuff, or because they are from like San Francisco where everybody works super hard, or from Singapore where also everybody works super hard, and so they would say something like that, but I think that they would see the vision, right? They would see the alpha in people fucking around for 3 years and a half and being cringe online. I think they would see it. And basically, I think so far from this video, I don't have like literally anything different to add 1 year after, right? I literally don't have any change to it, right? The only thing is that I am now less hopeful that I was here, and I have less energy. Like, I am less positive about the feasibility of it than before from this. But I don't have like literally anything different to say from this. Did some uni stuff today, so a bit tired, but I feel like I at least did something today. I didn't do anything the last week. Nice. What do you do in uni, by the way? Was it something computer related? Where in Germany are you, by the way? You said Berlin, right? What uni are? Well, I'm not sure if you want to say, but what uni are you? Computer science, yes. Is there like a TU Berlin or something? HTW. Hochschule für Technik und Wirtschaft. Yeah, when I was in Germany, I was also in a Hochschule, University of Applied Sciences. I was in the Munich University of Applied Sciences, Hochschule München. I'm probably pronouncing it very wrong, but I forgot German. Angewandte Informatik. What was my degree? My degree is in Maschinenbau, I think. See, Maschinenbau. That's what my degree translates to in German. The last semesters weren't my best ones, so I'm trying to get back into with the materials and so on. Yeah. Good luck with that. Informatik und Wirtschaft, Frauen. Ingenieur Informatik, I suppose. Or maybe not. I don't know. Good luck with it. I maybe try to get back into coding a little bit. Angewandte Informatik is mine. You had it in the beginning. Spezialisierung. Which one are you doing? Data science, software? Interesting. Practicum. That's interesting. Oof. I forgot what was I saying. Oh, I was watching my own video. True. Yeah, the problem with, for example, for me, or not for you, I'm talking about me right now. I'm back to talking about me. The problem for me about getting one of those regular jobs that you need a degree for is that for some reason I am opposed to lying on what I have been doing these past years, right? So if I have been not like being online all the time, right? I want to work somewhere where that is considered an advantage, right? So for example, if you have been playing games all day or whatever, and you are going to informatics or something, or you are like a software engineer, maybe it's like if you apply to some company that makes some indie game or whatever, they value that, right? So I want the same thing, but for me, right? That's some kind of vibe that I'm thinking of is this bring. The problem is that what I have been doing is this strange thing, which is basically just like reading and watching stuff and maybe publishing these kind of things, right? These kind of videos. So I'm not sure who values that. That's the problem, that I can't seem to find the thing, right? And well, it's not that I can't seem to find the thing, it's that the thing can't seem to find me, right? The people or whatever who would be interested in that can't seem to find me yet, right? And the point of making these things was to get found, and this is not happening yet. And I do be needing money, right? So I am trying to like solve that. This is kind of what I want to stream for, to solve that and to have that, I don't know, and to have that documented kind of. And also, right, it's kind of a multiple thing. This is like one of the things that I'm trying to accomplish. This is the thing that I'm trying to accomplish on the short term, right? On the long term, maybe other things, right? I didn't really specialize in anything, just a bit of everything, I suppose. Oh, okay. I didn't. Yeah, from this, I thought, like, I imagined that you would get, like, people would say, you have to specialize in this, right? I was assuming that, something like this, right? Im 3 Semester besuchen Sie. Yeah, this, right? In the third semester.
En el tercer semestre así.
In the third semester, you will have like an introductory module for specialization, and in the fourth and the fifth semester, you decide. This is like what I assumed would happen in the future. Maybe no, maybe no. Maybe they let you pick, and you can pick like 3 subjects from this, and you can pick this, and also this, and also this. Maybe you can do that. I don't know. The whole you to work, right? Not exactly like that, but I feel like for personal reasons, it's closer to the way I want to approach it, right? There are some people who are very boundaries coded, or that they really like boundaries, and that what I call the mercenary way, right? It's like I'm here from clocking in and out, but if someone pays me more and gives me, I will leave the fuck out as soon as I can. That kind of way of thinking, and I do respect it actually a lot, because people who can grind at something that they're detached to, where they, not necessarily that they are like literally mercenaries, killing people for pay for a cause they don't believe in. No, I actually mean that I think that you can be a mercenary for causes you believe in, but that you have to have this kind of detachment from like the objective. You can look at some objective and grind at it without really like feeling it in your body that you have to grind it. You can force yourself to grind, and I'm really not like that. In this clip, I showed this clip also in a past video, but
I am lazy and I can't do work I'm not motivated to do. Other people can do this better than me. Other people are just like, I'm gonna put my head down and grind for a few months and like really work on this. Like I suck at that so much.
Yeah, I'm basically like Paul in this case. I find it really hard. I will do it if necessary, but I find it really hard to work for stuff I don't really feel in like connected to align. If I don't really feel a deep sense of alignment with something, I cannot pour hours into it like some people can. Some people can pour hours into something until they get past some kind of threshold where it becomes more automatic or some kind of thing like that. But I find that very hard to do. I can do it if necessary, but yeah, and I will probably eventually, if circumstance arises, and I have to behave that way, because I will do fucking do it. I will just suck it up and play the game, because I also I have seen a lot of videos about interviewing. I know how the game works. Basically, I know it. I haven't felt it, and I don't want to get into the game, but I know how it works from seeing it in thousands of YouTube videos, well, not thousands, but tens or hundreds of YouTube videos, and probably actually hundreds of hours of listened content on like interviews and talks and stuff like that. Spaces, those kind of events that are about this kind of game, playing the game of interviewing. But yeah, I just have the hunch that I am the kind of person that would thrive more in an environment where I can just bring more myself, and I have to play less of these games. Right? I have to be less parallel. I have to deploy less parallelized strategies of reaching out to companies based on whatever, and I can just fuck around and get back some kind of magic offer from the skies. I know that this, on my terms, attitude is fucking unrealistic as hell, and that it's just a fucking long shot, and I'm not making it particularly easy. I'm not making a particularly great environment for job offers to rain on me. But yeah, now I am at the stage of I have tried this. I have tried the thing, and I'm going to now make it easier. Right now, it's the time to make it easier for the people. Now I'm trying to make it easier for people to find me. This is now the stage in which I am at, I think. But I think that's kind of... I'm going to write it in a comment to myself, actually. Ok, watching this 15th of January. Oh, I haven't read it. It's like you are supposed to do, but I just picked everything that seemed interesting. Yeah, I respect that. In my degree, for example, you couldn't straight up do that. I think it was there were like two very clear branches, so you couldn't like mix and match as much. But yeah. But I knew what branch I wanted, so I didn't like really care in that case. But watching this 15th of the... But yeah, for example, in your situation, I mean, I don't think you will literally have this trouble, right? This is something I'm saying just as an example, because I don't think this thing will actually materialize as trouble for you because of how software engineering is, right? But it's as if when you were applying to companies, every company asked something, right? Or like you got the vibe that people are recruiting just for mobile engineering, just for front end or something, right? Because I think what you said, in your case, the specialization is probably like just software, right? It's like if the engineering is this, I don't know. This is like informational sciences, right? You can just say applied informatics, right? You can just say that you are a software engineer and even like whatever the branches you pick, right? It's like it defaults kind of the global category is this. This is kind of the global category, you could say, right? Even if you haven't taken like all of those 4 and you just take two and 2, you can just say this, and it actually counts as the others. So, but it's as if I am in the situation. Well, I feel I am in the situation of fuck. I feel like the optimal situation to enter, or not optimal, but like actually optimal, not optimal, but kind of the best way to get in some positions or something is to be very like directed to that, right? So if someone has done a PhD in whatever and then whatever, they are very focused to that channel, right? And there are a lot of, well, not a lot of, but there are like that is a sure channel to something at least, right? But mine is definitely like the least sure channel to anything, right? There is not some kind of channel to anything. So I am feeling this sense of lost. Okay. So I am watching this 50 and from the first half I stand by everything. It's around 8:50. $8:39, where now I am changing outlook or strategy. Point, period. Now it's my time to actually reach out more actively and find out these opportunities where I could fit in. Yeah. The path, right? I'm just going based on vibes, and at the moment I think this requires this kind of suboptimal approach for me, because I'm in the process of figuring out these things myself, right? I'm not exactly sure of what do I mean by my own terms, really, and all those things. But these vibes are what I mean by it, essentially. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from these. If you're not going to do it for you, who's going to do it for you, right? In the sense of shit's not going to rain from the sky. You have to like grind at it, and you're probably right. But I don't want to fuel that line of thinking too much, right? I don't want to fuel that line of thinking, because that line of thinking leads to stuff like quiet quitting, feeling some kind of abstract sense of work-life balance or stuff like that, right? If you don't do it for you, no one's going to do it for you. That means that you're placing all of the responsibility on you, and all of the things that can go wrong and can go right on you, and all your success is due to you, and all your failure is due to you. And I don't really believe in that. I believe in that people can give you success, and you can give success to people, and people can give you failure, and all that. Right? I believe that we are meshed, that you by yourself alone are not going anywhere. And if you deluded yourself into thinking that you made it alone, you lied to yourself and are failing to put respect on the pillars you're standing on, basically. That's why I didn't have this scripted, but that's... Yeah, this is interesting. This is what I was talking about at the beginning of this, like sociology of philosophy, right? This is like what you observe, apparently, like when you study these philosophy scenes and all of this is what happens, right? People are not philosophizing. They are not thinking, period. They are thinking against others, right? They are thinking with or against other people. This is the point, right? They are not alone, right? So it's like for thought, these ideas, it's like they are like battling, you are standing on shoulders of the giants, or you are like tearing other giants down with your own shit, right? That is kind of the point, right? Or it's not even like tearing down, it's like they build something and you build on top, changing it or something, whatever the metaphor you want to use. And I believe that this is something, right, that is kind of clear in this ideas world or whatever, that you are not alone, right? Their ideas are always like jumping on each other and all of this, right? But that for like money, like when it comes to earning money, suddenly people love to talk about like personal responsibility and independence and all of this, right? And it's like, bro, literally companies are just vehicles for selling stuff to other people, right? It's like there is always another person at the other end, right, who is giving you the fucking money, right? It's not, you are not self-built because literally other people paid you shit, right? It's like, it's so obvious that nothing is self-built that it's kind of offensive to see this narrative all the time, and it's pretty annoying to me, right? To me, it would be much better if people like talked straight up about what right? If they were grateful for the first client and they said, "Oh, this first client actually like boosted my business," or if it wasn't the first and it was like the 10th, oh yeah, I remember the point of inflection. The first 9 clients were difficult, but the 10th client was like fucking crazy. That moment was so epic, right? But like with this sense of gratefulness, right, and not just this sense of self-absorbedness, like self-absorption or whatever, right? It's kind of what I'm thinking, right? I don't want to build some kind of, and this is what I don't want to fall into, right? I don't want to fall into this sense of like, okay, I applied to so many places. It's like I worked so hard for this, right? It's like I want to find the right balance, but the right balance between these things. Abstract sense of work-life balance, because that's kind of what it leads to. It leads to you, right? It leads to this mercenary kind of attitude, right? If you're thinking that if you're not going to do it for you, yeah. I talked right now. The example that I gave was kind of this entrepreneurship shit, right? So this like the opposite thing of the work-life balance, right? The people who are like work very hard. I work very hard, and this is why I have so much success or something, right? And it's like I'm not arguing against working hard or whatever. I am arguing against the alone part, right? And people kind of giving so much, like so little credit to the giants upon whose shoulders they stand on, right? This is my pet peeve with this whole ecosystem. And in the other side of the spectrum, right, is the kind of people who obsess over work-life balance or something like this, right? Who like can't fathom that someone would like their job, right? This kind of getting into this system that forces you to see the job as something that you, right, that you obligatorily have to quit or something, or that you have to stop thinking about this or something like this, right? Or where the paths for that are like so set, right? You have 28 days of vacation for 2024. Decide them now, or this kind of robotic type thinking, right? And I'm like, I don't want to fall into this, right? Or because that makes me think, I don't know. I like this at this sense of with employment where I don't know, where it's strange, right? It's like a strange concept. Who's going to do it for you? You're basically going like the more I am away from it, and the more I think about it, right? Because I think about it all the time, but I am not in it, right? I am not doing it, so I have this outside view of it, and it starts to seem so strange, right? And I don't know, like I'm here by myself. I'm going to get my own bag. I'm going to just quite if the job stops being useful, fuck it. I don't care about HR. I don't care about the company. I don't care about anything. I'm just going to fuck it to do like the base minimum amount of work and not do anything and get my paycheck because I only care about me and my family and I want that paycheck for them, right? Or just kind of, yeah, fuck it. I clock in at 9, I get the fuck out at 5 p.m. and I totally disconnect from it because I don't believe in it. I'm just doing it for the paycheck. And I don't want to get left to that road, right? So I want to build like interesting shit in a community of people who are building interesting shit, right? Where the work-life balance is real, basically, where if you can't go to work, you just take off time because of some family shit or something like that, but where you yourself want to get pulled back into the work when shit gets solved, right? Where the work-life balance is something real, not something made up. This is the point, right? I want like the work balance thing, the work balance discussion to be real, right? I don't want like arbitrary work-life balance or something, right? Where you want work-life balance. No, I want work-life balance discussions when it makes sense for them to exist, right? If you are like, I love this work, but I recognize that there needs to be balance, right? For the work to be able to be worked on, right? This is the kind of thing that I think about, right? This is kind of what I mean by on my terms, right? Because it seems like, well, I'm not the only one discussing this or whatever, but it seems that work-life balance discussion in global is so centered in these kind of prescriptive frameworks than in something that arises, right, from the actual work. It's like I'm not against work, and everywhere I look at, I see work, right? Who made this? Someone, right? Probably some Chinese person or something, right? But same with everything, right? Probably everything was made by some Chinese person, right? But so it's like I respect the work that needs to be made, because all of this has like work behind every step, right? Who made this, but who designed it, and who made the materials, and who made the process to make the materials. All of this is like tied to someone in some place, right? There is at least one brain behind it. But yeah, but it's like, but the discussion seems so abstract from like the actual things, right? So does the person, like, because there is like so much shit in the middle now that is so abstract that you can't say, oh, we are building this, right? It gets to points where it stops making sense, right? It stops being tied to the stuff that it's tied to.
Not some kind of abstract construction made to satisfy some kind of requirements in a list, right? It's just people having your back when you need it, and also you having other people's backs when they need it. Basically trust, essentially. And yeah, I don't want to think that if you're not stepping up for yourself, no one's stepping up for you, because I don't want to live in a world where if I don't step up for myself, no one's stepping up for me. I want people to step up for me sometimes, but I don't mind stepping up for people sometimes either, if that means that I'm going to be stepped up for, like, just essential game theory or whatever. It's not that complicated. Actually, it probably is really complicated, but yeah, the concept is simple. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. This is probably something a lot of people say, and that's probably some kind of utopic view. And in this hard up conversation, we will see how these kind of good little vibes and feelings go. And because maybe fucking companies will be like, fuck it, you and 15,000 other employees are fucking laid off, bye. And the employees are like, what the fuck? So yeah, we will see how it goes. And that really brings the back down and brings everyone into that kind of, fuck, I'm all out here for myself, no one has my fucking back. Yeah, so that those feelings are not kind of, yeah, they're not pointless, they are there for a reason. But yeah, I prefer to live in a world where those feelings aren't the ones that drive my actions. I prefer to be driven by the other kind. The happy little butterfly feelings, I want those. Yeah, essentially, I want the answer to the question, why would someone in an American company hire you from across the fucking globe for like $200,000 per year or whatever, and run into like taxation issues or kind of paying internationally? Well, that's actually probably not a big deal, because the infrastructure is there and all that. But the talent pool is there, right? They have the talent pool there. So it's like, why the fuck would they hire you? And I would be like, I want the reason to be that they hire me because they saw my fucking Lightning McQueen sunglasses avatar on Twitter. This thing. This little kid with sunglasses on Twitter, they saw it for fucking 2 years on the Twitter replies of some kind of random ass motherfuckers, some anons. And he's also saying shit on YouTube, but he's not spitting. And he's also talking about being unemployed all the time, and it's already getting annoying to see this guy saying all the time that he's unemployed. And I want to shut him up, so I'm going to fucking pay him market rate or even above market rate just for him to shut the fuck up and help me accomplish my fucking American company vision of creating shareholder value while building shit. And yeah, basically creating shareholder value. I know he's got shareholder value within him. I will recruit him. I want that to be like that. And yeah, if someone after that inspirational rant is like, okay, but what the fuck would someone even hire you for? I'm working on that. This is not going to be the video for it. This is already almost 20 minutes long, but I will make a more in-depth video of my skills. But just
see, I have not made the video of my skills yet. This is like the thing that I want to make, but not today. Today I'm going to cut it out here. After this video, I'm going to cut it out.
As a thing, I think I could be valuable in some kind of intersection of community building, or writing, or video, or like business logic, or business case, or like value engine, like the value engine, thinking about that, or engineering, like some kind of the actual code, engineering, some kind of intersection of these places, of some of these values. Not maybe all, maybe 3, maybe 5. I don't know, I have to think of the combinations and what each would entail. But yeah, for example, like developer relations or something like that costs time, because they are like technical writing, because you need to write documentation, and you also need to communicate with the community, and yeah, but essentially some kind of thing like that. But also, for example, something working in engineering, someone with engineering talent who is like product oriented in the business sense, something like that can be useful as well, even if it doesn't show up in the list of requirements for. But yeah, well, you get it. I will elaborate on that, and this was a video from a 100 video series, and this is one of my videos on my 100 video series about work. I will maybe make a playlist of the videos that are about work, and yeah, bye.
Okay, this was interesting to rewatch now. But yeah, I'm going to finish the live stream now. I'm going to put the comment here. Oh, and I'm going to edit. Oh, and I still haven't made the video about my skills. I think I need to get do that. Skills. I need to get through that. I need to get that out. Yeah, this is what I meant with building. I want to build not just because I have skills to build and not just to demonstrate that I have the skills, but I mainly want to build like the website to say what I have done, right? And I'm not sure if I want to do the things that I have said I've done. I mostly want to say right now. And yeah, this is like what I'm going to be doing, streaming in all of this. Like tomorrow, for example, that's what I am going to get out tomorrow. And tomorrow, right now, I'm going to. I have to pee. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream to here. And yeah, thank you for being here, man. It's nice to hear from you again. And yeah. If I go to Berlin or something, I will make a live stream saying I'm going to Berlin. And if you want to reach out or whatever, yeah. Because I have this friend in Leipzig, so I told him I would visit him in Leipzig. But yeah, like until I get a job, there's still time, so no worries. But yeah, bye. Nice, sure. Stop everything.